doing a kind of, I suppose this is a vlog, isn't it? I could have gone upstairs and done it in the studio with the fake wall, but this is more rustic and raw, and we're all about that rawness. Today is Thursday, it's the 2nd of April. So officially, it's lockdown in this country, especially until the 15th. So 13 days left. I'm not training. People are like, oh, it's a weird one this. It's like people ask me, well, what are you doing? Nothing, really. I think with bodybuilding, it's good to have some rest throughout your year. I think it's good to take time completely off. I mean, I just did probably November or December. No, sorry, I just did January to March 100%, got in good shape, and now I'm just resting before I start again. I just saw yesterday move the New York Pro to the 8th of August, so hopefully that might mean I can actually, or they're going to start pushing some of the shows back later in the year. I think best case scenario would be for them, if they could, if it's possible, to say, do the Olympia in November and have all the shows, just the season, just kind of the whole season lifted up by 2 months and be kind of extended by 2 months, that'd be right. I could live with that, but then might make the Arnold next year a bit difficult, but then who knows what's going on with the Arnold, because obviously Mr. Arnold Schwarzenegger himself and Bob Lorimer, the team who run the Arnold, didn't seem particularly happy with the way Columbus, Ohio dealt with it, so maybe they're looking at moving, venues or even to a different part, not only a different venue but a different time of the year. So it's going to be a very interesting next 12 months for bodybuilding. Of course it's going to be for the whole planet. Well, we're talking about that because I'm not going to be one of these conspiracy theorists and talk about like I know what's happening. I'm privy to the same information that everyone is, and I would say 99.9% of that information is absolute dog shit that shouldn't be listened to. So, can hear the dog in the background like crying at me because we're supposed to be going out. I can hear him. We're going to go in a minute, alright? We're going to go in a minute. So, depending on how the weather is today, I might mow the lawn. Might do that. Actually no, here we go. This is something that did really interesting happen this week. When I say interesting, it's not interesting at all. But in the current climate, this is the most interesting thing that's happened to me this week. My new passport arrived. Which is handy, isn't it? It's so handy for the travelling that I can't do. Now that new picture, I don't know if you can see that. It's me. Actually, I'm probably actually wearing this shirt in that picture. There you go. So this one expired about because I nearly didn't get into the States for the Arnold when I did the live from this old one. That was me at the age of 21 years old. I don't know if you can see that. Small boy. But when I got into the US, because that had less than 6 weeks left on it, they nearly didn't let me into the States, which was quite scary. They were like, oh. So we have to check who my flights home were, to check that how long my stay was going to be, and blah 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 blah, and all that stuff, which makes sense. But now I can travel all around the world as much as I want. Except I can't go anywhere. I can't even. No, supposedly you're not even allowed to leave 200 meters of your own house, unless it's for an essential visit to the shops. But we're pretty fully stocked with food. Yeah, I'm just kind of talking at the camera because I don't really know what to say. There's nothing really to do or say because this is just a very fucked up situation. I do hope everyone at home is doing okay. Yeah, a lot of people have asked me whether I've been training. For the first week under the quarantine, I was training because I had access to the gym because I had a key. This past week, the owners of the gym were actually told that there had been reports of 18 cars going in and out. So obviously somebody reported myself going to the train. And I think the gym owner himself, he would go and train later in the day. We were training on our own, with no one else there. I don't see why it's a problem. People like to fucking complain. That's it for a little quick. I don't know, is that a vlog? I don't know if it's a vlog. We're gonna be doing these most days, just talking shit, really. Is it too early to have a beer? I mean, it's not even 11 o'clock yet. So I don't know. This whole day is. Because normally, when I sit down doing nothing, I feel incredibly guilty, and now I don't feel guilty, and that's confusing me, because I feel like I should be doing something more constructive. But I'm a law-abiding citizen, I'm doing my part for the community, and that's staying at home, on my sofa, with my dog, doing nothing. So right, Wicket, do you want to go for a walk? Do you want to go for a walk? Where's your lead? Can you hear that? That's a dog. Do you go for a walk? Go on then, let's go for a walk. These are my drums. This is an ATV. It's the electric kit. Basically, the people that used to run with the engineers behind Roland, the electronic kits, they basically thought, fuck this, let's make our own bit better. That's a pain in the arse. That was always constantly falling off. Constantly. Doesn't really sound that much. My headphones are. Yeah, basically what I do is I just plug this in. Oh, it's so dusty as well. This is a man cave, fuck off. Well, it's really dusty. That's the job for today, clean all this. But basically what I do, come in here, plug my phone into that, and then I can listen to music, play along to a click track. Sometimes I put my laptop on the windowsill up here and I can play along to sticking patterns and kind of, there's a lot of online lessons and things that I've been doing, which is quite fun. Record some and film it, so get some drum covers up. Computer station. So I could actually plug the drums into this little MIDI interface here, 2-channel input, so I suppose I could do that. There's my podcast mic, that comes out. MacBook, lights, loads of water because professional podcast that I use to do my podcasting and my editing for videos for YouTube. Drums there. We've got 3 other bedrooms in the house. Should probably have used one of the bigger rooms really for this, but here we are. Anyone out there who has a way for me to do this with the electronic kit, cheap, easy ways to record it, let me know because I'd like to do that, it'd be good fun. I'll mow the lawn with that. Now, last time I became the laughing stock of the internet. Yeah, you remember, he remembers. I've still got PTSD from the last time I got a lawnmower out on camera. So this is the new one, the upgrade. Now let me point something out to you. This is a normal fucking lawnmower. It's normal. I'm just not normal, right? That is normal. So then it's not a toy, it's a regular lawnmower. Strimmer, you gotta do the edges, gotta do a good job. Luckily, I don't need a step ladder to get to the top of the grass this time. There, plug in the brand. This is where I keep. This is my Doomsday stash. Doomsday stash sounds like I'm talking about my moustache, doesn't it? So the Doomsday stash and my other Doomsday stash. Oh, let's just go cut the grass. So old that this was once red cable, it's now pink. I'm that bored, I just like to make things harder, more stressful, more complicated, just to pass the time. Because that's one thing we have a lot of. And because I can't train, I'm getting a nice sick delt pump separating all this cable. I could have just untangled instantly at the beginning, but chose not to. I bet this doesn't even work. I'm not wearing my gardening trainers or sneakers or shoes. These are my cardio shoes. So I'm going to put some more suitable footwear on. Hey, do you know what? I think it's about to rain. Fuck you. I don't think it's going to go over.
You're going to have to do it.
I'm going to have to do it manually. Unravel. I was trying to get away with that. Well, it's because it's got a double bit in there. It's got a double bit. And this year is the start of this. The Sando saga. Of me just mowing the lawn and doing Mondays around the house. Right, question. There's a couple of little bits of dried dog poo. Old. Probably not even his, they're that old. Because they're white. Should I move them? Or should I just go over them? You're all really bad at filming because you keep laughing. You keep making me laugh. That's what happens, people. This is Rebecca, come back, please. Yeah, so really, do I just go over the poos?
I wouldn't.
Well, I just want to see what happens. I want to see what happens. It all collects into that anyway, and that goes in the bin, so we'll see. Filming all this, but there you go. It's alright. You can stop filming now.
We're doing a puzzle today. Well, we're going to start a puzzle today. I can't promise I'm going to finish it, but Jannika's keen to get this going. So while we're all at home going fucking absurdly crazy, let us get involved in this puzzle that is butterflies and the world. Looks quite nice, actually. When you're doing a puzzle, of course, Coke Zero is an essential, isn't it? Yeah. When you're doing puzzles. Yeah. What have we been doing over the last few days? Not a lot.
Watching crap telly.
Have you bought a projector?
Yes, I have.
Have you used it yet?
No.
Jannika's bought a projector. An actual projector. Like, if you were to think this lady, like a week ago, what she's all about and what she likes doing for her life, the last thing you would have said is that she's going to buy a projector. She's starting to be like me now. Enjoying technology. What are you going to watch on the projector?
Stuff on my phone, in the ceiling.
I could steal it and put it and play my PlayStation on it.
You can buy your own.
How much was it?
A lot.
No, how much was it?
Like 280.
That's not even much. Back in the day, they were thousands. So you can get yourself a projector, like a good one, for like £280.
Do we put them in here?
No, it's probably much bigger than that. You have to put it on the table.
So we don't...
Oh yeah, no, you put them there, but when you're building it, you build it on the wood.
I bet you there's one piece missing.
I've also got a video uploading to YouTube, one with Luke. The only issue is that it's going to take forever because my computer's really old. The reason I've never done one of these before is because, quite frankly, it is too advanced. And I'm sitting here and I'm thinking, okay, we have the corners. And we have what appears to be the borders. But what is blowing my mind right now is the fact that if one of these pieces is out of place, the puzzle will be wrong.
You can still do everything except for that one then.
I know, but to even start, where do you start with this? Like, I could essentially put these two together now. It's not quite right, actually. But if they did meet up, who's to say they are the right ones?
No, they won't.
Like,
if it's not in the right place, it's not in the right place. Oh, God, don't make it more complicated than what it is.
But that's the problem. It's all as hard as you think it is.
Right.
If I want to start going deep on this, it's going to be even more complicated than it needs to be.
Yeah. Don't create problems out of nothing.
Have some progress. Some.
There's 4 pieces.
Yeah. Just started hailing. We're looking at this puzzle and I'm pretty sure Jannika's picked something that's like not for beginners. So if you're a beginner, surely it should be like Thomas the Tank Engine or something. Like, if you actually look at this picture, how confusing is that? It's not just the world map. It's the world map as butterflies. And she was like, yeah, I just chose it because it said 500 pieces. Like, 500 pieces isn't a lot. But these are 500 small pieces. Does it not say on the actual, like, thing how difficult level it is?
Normally it says like 10 years plus or something.
Right, this is for old people. This is a tough one.
Probably an hour ago.
And we've managed to do the border. And a little bit of 2 corners. I'm quite happy with that so far.
Hey, so I want to talk a little bit about structure, routine, why it's important whilst we're in lockdown, and how to really get the feeling of accomplishment every day whilst we've got to stay at home. So currently we are on lockdown. The government's guidelines are we can leave the house for essential shopping. We shouldn't be going to work unless we're a key worker, so like a nurse, doctor, etc. Although there are a lot of other key workers out there like carers and other things. And we're allowed out for a maximum of an hour of exercise a day. That's either by yourself or two of you, I believe. And you have to stay 2 meters apart from everybody. When I'm saying this out loud, it sounds crazy. Now I've said it out loud, it sounds really weird. The whole situation is a bit crazy, isn't it? But anyway, that's the situation. They are the rules, and I'm definitely sticking by them. And I hope that as many people out there are as possible. Something like this will take a massive effect on your mental health. For most people, and I think it's really important to recognise it, stay on top of it, and keep assessing it every day. And obviously make sure either those around you or those you care about and you know are also okay. Reach out to friends and family, even if you can't see them. Reach out to friends and family via Skype, FaceTime, making sure everyone's doing okay. But you know, number one, look after yourself first. So, structure. It's really important to keep your structure during a lockdown. We're not allowed to go to the gym. We're not allowed to go to the gym. We don't have our normal day-to-day. A lot of public transport has been cut in half, so the services aren't running as regularly. So we're not going out as much. Obviously, all the shops are shut, cinemas, restaurants, bars, everything's shut down. So we're missing our routine massively. And a lot of us will feel lost. So I think it's important to do first of all is to decide a time to wake up. So getting up at the same time every day is going to keep you in a routine. I think getting up early will get you in a good mood, and having achieved quite a lot before a certain time is good for you too. If you get to 3 o'clock in the afternoon and you feel like you've accomplished quite a lot, you're going to feel a lot better about yourself than you would do if you'd have woken up at 1 o'clock and you're still sat in bed watching Netflix. And it's quite a slippery slope. So get up at the same time every day. I'm quite lucky that my body does wake me up very early, about 4:30, 5 o'clock. Sometimes it's more like 6 or 7. But a lot of the time I'm up at 4:30, 5 o'clock, just because I really enjoy the mornings. It's when I'm most productive with my artwork. I feel very creative, it's very quiet. Even outside it's very quiet. So yeah, I wake up super early, and the first thing I do is coffee. I'm a massive coffee head. So I'll get a coffee, I'll have my hot lemon lime water. I do a gratitude book, which I'll talk about more in another video. Practice my gratitude, I'll have a little stretch, and then I'll start some artwork. I have that morning routine, and the morning routine is going to be really, really helpful to start your day right. I also think it's really important to make sure that you set tasks. Now, I do this anyway, but now I realise how important it really is. So every day I set myself 5 tasks, no more, no less. Just 5 important tasks that needs to get done. That could be answering emails. You know, before it was things like go here, do this, pay this, contact this person, have this meeting, you know, chase this. So now I still have quite a lot of important things to do, but if you're at home, especially if you're off work and you've maybe got a physical job where you don't have as much work to do at home, maybe you can't work at home, write on your list 5 things that you have to get done before the end of the day. It could be something as simple as hoovering the house, or, you know, sorting out that drawer that you've been saying you're going to sort out for over a year. It could be doing your gardening. It could be anything. But once you've done it, that feeling of accomplishment is going to make you feel so much better than if you just sat in bed again watching Netflix, or, you know, continuously watching the news, which at the moment is a lot of bad news. So that's a big thing for me. It's morning routine, make sure I'm up at the same time every day, and then I get my list, 5 important things I have to get done that day. And what I'm actually doing is I'm keeping, I've got a board, and I just get a sticky note, and I just bullet point 5 things, and I'm going to keep them. And it's going to be one day, you know, for every day of the lock-in. And then by the end of the lock-in, I hope I've got lots of sticky notes that, you know, I'm going to look back on and say, I achieved a lot whilst I was on lockdown. Also, I think things like making sure you're getting some exercise, like getting out at the same time every day to do a walk, making sure you're stretching at home, making sure that your meals are prepped and ready, things like that, all super important. And I think as well, this sounds really simple, but make sure that when you get up in the morning, you actually get up and you get dressed for the day. Somebody phoned me the other day, and I was doing my makeup, and they said, what are you getting ready for? And I just said, the day. I'm getting ready for the day. And I do that every day. Get yourself up. If you're a chick, stick some makeup on. If you're a lad, you could, I don't know, gel your hair. If you have hair. I'm trying to think of an alternative. You could just look in the mirror and tell yourself how beautiful you look if you can't put makeup on. Like, we do that anyway, but if you can't put makeup on, you could do that. I've completely lost my train of thought now. I'm thinking about bald heads. What was I saying? What was I saying? You're gonna have to cut this bit out, Rebecca. I can't remember what I was saying. So yes, I've composed myself. Get yourself up in the morning, get dressed, put your makeup on, do your hair. You don't have to do like a full face, but get yourself up and get yourself moving. Get yourself dressed. If you're sat in some nice clothes and you're sat at your desk ready to do some work, or sat in the kitchen or in the garden, or you're gonna be more productive, you're gonna feel better about yourself. And then, you know what? I'm massive for, cut that little bit out. Okay. The other thing, why this is really important. Why can't I speak? The other reason this is really important is because I really believe in winding down before bed. Now, I think a lot of people out there are going to struggle with sleep in such a stressful time. Now, if you wake up late and you're in your joggers and you haven't washed your hair or had a shower, you're just sitting around in your room, and then it comes 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, midnight, and you need to go to bed, you're just kind of in the same kind of state all day. Whereas if you get up and you put your makeup on, you have your coffee, you get dressed, you feel great, you achieve something, you accomplish something, it's time to get ready for bed, then you can slowly wind yourself down and relax and go to sleep. But if you're continuously in that kind of state, I think you'll struggle even more to sleep. And that's where, you know, people's moods will get low. I'm setting myself challenges personally. So I'm setting challenges, so I'm going to draw certain things every day. I'm going to practice acrylic paints. I'm going to practice a different style of drawing. I've got lots of things, and I'm having Photoshop lessons with my brother. So I've got quite a lot of things that are a real challenge to me. So if you can set yourself a challenge, maybe not every day, but maybe, you know, every couple of days or once a week, and maybe learn something new.
Is if you can't stick to your diet in this situation, it is not the end of the world. We just need to adapt and keep moving forwards. So I'm going to use my meal for an example and give you other guys some alternatives if you can't get this food sources. So I have 225 grams of chicken here. I have my jasmine rice and I have my organic nut butter for my fats. If I cannot get the chicken, you can use turkey, you can use whitefish. Right here, for an example, I have canned tuna. You can get this in pretty much any supermarket, any tin food. Or if you can't get any of them three, you can use whey. Or even better, Redcon One's MRE Light. MRE Light is an animal-based protein. It's a very, very high quality protein. And if you're in the situation where you cannot get your food from the shops, use MRE Light. You can throw that in a few times a day, and it's a great meal replacement. In terms of the fat source, if you cannot get the organic nut butter, here for an example, I have some extra virgin olive oil. You can use mac oil, you can use avocado oil, you can use nuts, almond nuts, cashew nuts, anything, as long as if you're hitting the same fat source. So what I want to try and tell you guys is, just because you can't get your food from the supermarkets, because I know they're in a state right now with everyone bulk buying everything, you just have to work around that situation and keep moving forward. So yeah, adapt to the situation, change up your food sources, and stay on track.